Let's do this. We're waiting. Let's go live. Uh-oh. What happened here? Oh, shit. I don't want to end stream. Are we live? Something happened. I don't know what happened. What is this? You are live. Am I live? Oh, I am. Oh my God. Hello, everybody. Okay, let me get you all back on board here. See new comments. You're on. Oh my God. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. I thought I kept hitting to go live and it was like it wasn't doing anything. But hey, here I am. Welcome. Put some hearts in the chat in the comments. Then I know my chat's working. Oh my God, too funny. Well, that's what I say. See, the live stream is not for the. Hi, Scooby. Oh my gosh. You know, we have those days, right? Scooby-Doo is in the house. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lindy's Treehouse. Yes, I'm PR Mom USA, and I'm here every Thursday night, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification so you don't miss a show, and hit that like button. I'm so glad everybody's here. I think they changed some things on the StreamYard because normally it'll say you're live, right? You know, the little red thing will pop up. Scuba says 1 more day of work and that's vacation and flight time. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I bet you're excited. Oh my gosh. That's so cool. That is so cool. I'm glad that your vacation's going to start because, boy, you deserve it. I remember those days working like way back when, right? Oh my gosh. Yes. So Molly, I'm just not sure what Molly is up to tonight. So I think I was a little bit distracted by her because she's like, I gave her some a little bit of catnip. Ryan and Leslie, they got it at their house and it's fresh catnip, you know, it's freshly growing catnip. So I gave her a little bit of it before the show. So she seems to be pretty mellow, you know, catnip's really good and it's all natural, right? It's all natural. So welcome. My chatters are coming in, climbing up slowly but surely to Lindy's Treehouse tonight. I can't believe it's, Friday Eve, right? And it is, I got all my notes. It's May 14th, and I believe it's my 98th show. Wolf, I said, too late, Scuba. I got the naughty swing. Yes, you did. You got the swing. Yes. And Scooby says it's all good, Will. See? He's like, it's all good. You can have the I was watching Molly on the counter over there. Oh, yeah. So yeah, welcome everybody. I'm a little bit conglomerated tonight. But I'm really happy to be here. I just it threw me off when I hit the, to go live and it seemed like I wasn't doing anything. So I was like panicked. Am I live? Only on live streams. Okay. That's why not everybody does live streams, right? Because I always say it's not for the faint of heart. That things happen, when you open the show. Sometimes you act like you know what you're doing, and sometimes you just don't know what you're doing. So I'm just really happy to be here tonight because it's Thursday night. Paramount USA, Lindy's Treehouse, and my 98th show. So we're getting close to the 100th show. Amazing. And the last couple years, I've had some awesome people come on my show, some really cool guests, and I will celebrate them on my 100th show. I will celebrate all my chatters. I will celebrate my chatters. I will celebrate my subscribers. And all my past guests. I will celebrate you. It'll be about you on my 100th show, because without you, I would not have a 100th show and I wouldn't be sitting here right now, right? So it's really good. Oh my gosh, yes. So I have to say really quick, happily heavenly birthday, Eric. Eric Lear. We all miss you very much. I can't believe you've been gone almost a year. And so save some cake, birthday cake for me, because I'll be up there and waiting for my next tandem ride, Eric. So yeah, save the birthday cake for me. Enjoy. And so I just wanted to say that, say that really quick. Yes. Eric Lear, if people are just listening, he took me up on my first tandem flight, and it was something that I'll never forget. And my heart will always be there. I earned my wings that day in 2022. I earned my wings, and he gave me, I showed you the little paramotor guy that you can hang in your car or truck or whatever, and I have it. It's actually hanging in my closet here in the kitchen on a hanger, because I didn't know where to put it. When I was in my other apartment, I had it actually hanging from the ceiling fan, so I wouldn't lose it, and it stayed there until I moved. Well, now it's just, but I can see it, because I don't close the closet in the kitchen here, because Molly, that's where Molly's litter box is. I found, a little spot. So I don't dare close the closet on that side. So I can see, I can see the little paramotor guy, every day. So it's pretty fun. Scuba says, be careful which wings you earn. Yeah, exactly, right? Be careful what wings you earn. That was really cool when he came out of the RV after we had landed and everything, and he came out with the RV with that, with that special wings. That was pretty cool. So I hope, I got to say hi to Munchkin too. Hi, Munchkin. I love you. I know you're listening. And I know my other chatters will be climbing up the treehouse soon, because the time difference and everything. And I have all my notes, and I have to say, hope all the moms had a great Mother's Day. Mine was nice. I had brunch with my daughter-in-law and at Applebee's, and then I would say like a lunch thing, right? At Applebee's. Hi, Munchkin. I love you, girl. My daughter-in-law and I had on Mother's Day or whatever, we went to Applebee's and we had some brunch, and I almost wrote down Applebee's on my list here. I got to put Munchkin, because I keep track of all my chatters every week in my beautiful book here. And then we went back to the house and we just hung out for a while. We watched church, of course, was at 2:00 Michigan time or whatever. So I watched Robert's church. And then Ryan came home from disc golfing, and we about 5:00 he made dinner. So it was so fun. It was really fun. We had snacks, of course we had to stop at the store and get pretzels, and we had to get what else? Just chips and all that stuff, seasonings, whatever. But it seems like all we did is snack the whole day, eat. It felt like all I did is eat the whole day, right? We have chips and salsa, the pretzels and And it seems like, yeah, all I did is eat like all day. Then I had cake. Well, I tell you what, and we always talk about this when it comes to food. And as you're getting older, sometimes you can't eat, what you thought, was that you thought. Sometimes you can't eat as much as you thought you could eat, right? When you're not used to eating a lot, like me. So the next day I woke up and I had a headache, and my stomach was all grumbly, and I was supposed to go to my eye appointment and in the morning, and I never made it. I said it, and you can all get this, right? And it was like, nope, it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. I was so mad. But yeah, I had to celebrate Mother's Day, and all the food was there, and I wanted to eat everything, and I'm not used to eating that much. Scuba says, shoot, after tomorrow I will be a human vacuum of all the foods. Yeah, just be careful, because yeah, I ate, like I said, we stopped at Applebee's, and I had their chicken fiesta meal, right? The 2 for $25. It used to be Applebee's used to be 2 for $20, and I ate that. And then, like I said, later in the evening, then when I was barely had my brunch digested, it was time to have dinner. So in between that and the snacking and the cake, the birthday cake, yeah. When I got up in the morning, I was like, yeah, it was. But oh well, you have to eat and everything. You got to have fun, right? But I couldn't eat like that every day. I'd be totally miserable, as the saying goes. I'm grabbing my phone to. There we go. Had to get caught up on my chit chatters. I call you my chit chatters. CHIT chatters. Chit chat. I call it chit chat. So yeah. What else? I got everything going here. Yeah, I had a nice celebration. I mean, my Mother's Day, and then had that little birthday cake or whatever. Celebrating my 71st birthday, and it's really a privilege to be sitting here talk on this live stream with everybody, and the whole world can watch me after tomorrow, whatever they want to do. That I hope I inspire other people. Just take care of yourself. Take care of you, because who else is going to, right? And I don't feel any different than I did 2 months ago when I was still 70, or last year, or when I was 60 years old. I really don't feel any different. It's pretty cool. I'm just glad I took charge of my life, and everybody's different, that I started taking better care of myself, and plus having a new life that I have now. It's wonderful, and it helps, because stress will kill you. And God was saving all this for me, because when I was still in Arizona going through all the BS that I went through, and you all know that story, I'm surprised the stress didn't kill me, and now I know why God said, they always say he never gives you more than you can handle, right? So, because he had plans to, I didn't see it yet, but, he had plans to get me to Michigan and get me a place to live, and then find me even a better place to live where I'm sitting now. So it's so surreal, right? But yeah, just enjoy life. I just decided, it's not worth stressing over stuff. It really isn't, because as my sister's always told me, it'll all come together. When I call and vent about things, she always said, I love you, Judy, my sis. It'll all come together. So welcome, everybody. I'm such in a chilled mood tonight, and you would think that I had some of that catnip, right? Just sitting on my couch. I love how I stage everything every week, every Thursday, every week for for you guys and gals out there. I bring all my mascots, my cute little mascots. So of course they all want to say hello, right? Because it's a tree house and we use our imagination, and it's fun, right? Because I bring everybody here. We all climb in the tree house every Thursday so we can just forget about the world for a while, right? And all the craziness going on. And we just bring this here. See, we got, okay, so my phone's going crazy. I don't know. I'm not even going to look at that right now. I know who it is. I know who's messaging me right now, but I'm not going to answer it right at the moment, because that person who is probably watching the show can jump in the chat and say hi. But I'm not going to say who it is. I'm not going to say who it is yet. But yeah, we have Bob Evans, my favorite little chicken. See, my favorite little chicken. He's here every week. And then, of course, the Pillsbury Doughboy, right? We all know Pillsbury Doughboy, because I have to have my little mascots here. I just think it's so fun. And I need to get more. Yes. And then we always have Positive Pooh Bear. I call it Positive Pooh. That sounds funny, right? Positive Pooh. Let's see. Will says, can you at least give us the initials? I'm thinking who is messaging me, who was messaging me. I think it looks like it was Charlie, as in Charlie Walsh. Yes, we're listening. The paraglider that does paragliding from New York. He's from New York. He's got that cool New York accent. He does. Yeah. I've known Charlie a long time in the paramotor world. But anyway, we have Positive Pooh here. That's his name, Positive Pooh. Yeah. How can you say that your poo is positive, right? And then I was thrift storing, and I have a new, I need a name for him. And so, yeah, Charlie Walsh, you can jump in the chat and say hi. You don't have to hide behind the scenes there, Oh, I forgot to take the tag off. Okay, so I need a name for this guy, right? Mr. America? I don't know. What do you think? What should I call him? He's the cutest thing ever. I forgot to take his little tag, cut that little price tag thing off. 25 cents. I got him for 25 cents. Look at him. And the little pants, little feet. So I don't know. He doesn't have a name yet. So you have to put it in the chat. So Scooter. There you go. I like that. Scooter. That's cute. That was my Ryan, my son Ryan. That was his nickname when he was a little boy. We nicknamed him Scooter. I still call him that sometimes. Scooter, we used to say. Yes. Poor Ryan. They always call him Scooter. So I as you all know, that I paint, and I hung up my painting up here. It's my favorite one. That's my favorite painting. Can y'all see it on the wall behind me? That's my favorite. Maybe I can move out of the way or something. But that's my, maybe move this way. Let's see. There we go. Just like that. He must be on Instagram. He's Charles. Yes, Charlie's on Instagram. So that's why I'm seeing it. It's popping up on my phone or whatever. What a goober. He is a goober. So yeah, let's see what else. What else? Let's see. I went on my bike this morning. Did 20 miles on the bike. And I put my music on. How many love the movie Flashdance? And if you don't like the movie Flashdance, then you can't be my friend. So I put Flashdance on there. the Flashdance song on there. So I was really riding my bike really super fast, like I was a little kid on my bike riding down the street. Greg Laney's in the house, Justin from Disc Golf. Cool. Oh yeah, I should show you my disc that Ryan gave me a couple years ago. Greg Laney, what's up, Greg Laney? That's so cool. Yeah, I told you my son Ryan, he's on leagues. He loves it. He loves it. Every Monday, the leagues get together right by his house. And he actually has baskets in his backyard. He's got baskets, disc golf baskets or whatever in his yard. So cages, baskets, what do they call it? Cages, baskets. And so it's fun to go over there in the summertime. We play disc golf. It's really fun. That's such a fun sport. It's good exercise too, right, Greg? It's really good exercise. Yeah. I'm going to grab hold on a minute. I got my, that disc. I'm going to grab it out of the closet and I'll show you the disc. Okay. Okay. So when I get up, I have clothes on, but I'm not matchy, but it doesn't matter when you're, sitting down or whatever. It puts the lotion in the basket. It puts the lotion in the basket. Okay, you guys. Okay. Looky. Ryan gave me, look at this cool disc. Ryan gave me this disc because I wanted a pink one. So he gave me my own disc. Isn't that great? It's Paige Pierce, Women's National Champion in 2020. Isn't that cool? Look at that, Greg Laney. Yeah. So I got my own disc when I go and play. When I play disc golf at his house, at Ryan's house. So thank you, Ryan, so much. I really treasure this. I love it. Scuba says Silence of the Lambs, Linda. You know what? I never watched Silence of the Lamb. So, or was it something else? See, Will said nice. Yeah, I never watched that movie. I guess I'm not much of a movie buff or whatever, but I do like my reality movies, and I like, some of the romance movies, but I won't watch the Hallmark movies. Are just I don't watch any of the Hallmark because it's all fake. It's all fake. So let's see what else. I'm keeping my notes going here. I'm on a roll because I've been writing like crazy today. And yes, I did get on the bike and I listened to Flashdance, and which I love that song. And okay. So I want to say thank you for all the birthday wishes. My phone was going cray all day long, and my Facebook, but I loved every minute of it. And you all made a girl feel loved. It was nice. It was really nice. All the birthday wishes I got, and they're still coming in. I'm just like, it's so great. It's so awesome. It really made my day. And it's really making my birthday month or my birthday week or whatever. It's pretty cool. So I have to say thank you, everybody out there who's listening, my lurkers, my watchers, and all that, for the birthday wishes. I love y'all bunches. Yeah, I had a blast, and still a lot to celebrate, right? I got to celebrate life. So on YouTube, interesting facts here. I looked up is it analytics? What do they call it? How do you say that? ANALYTICS. I was trying to pronounce it today. Looked up my YouTube somebody has to sound it out for me in the chat. The something. Analytics. That sounds terrible. it's like Analytics. And analytic, I don't know. Let's see, something to put in there. And analytics. Well, you get it. You get it. I have my own language. You said it right the first time. Analytics. Okay. Thank you, Wolfly. I need a little help from my friends. Okay. I get by with a little help from my friends. Hey, John is in the house, cowboy. He said he just caught a muskie as your show came on. Still fishing, but I'm listening. Still fishing, but I'm listening. You go, cowboy. Get the fishy. Remember here, fishy, 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 fishy. All right, I'm going to put cowboy on the list. Cowboy's on the list. Thank you, cowboy. Oh, that is so fun. Are you in a boat? Are you in your boat? Are you fishing off the dock, or just wondered if you're fishing in your boat or off the dock, just chilling like a villain. Yeah. So anyway, I looked up the analytics, and Greg Laney says he's saying hi, and he says, "Rod, don't be like those fancy wing fishers." Oh, the wing fishing. Yes. That's good, John. Enjoy that fishing. So my audience, it shows my audience, right? 45 to 54-year-olds, 23% watch my show. 55 to 64 years, only 26%. And then 65 plus years, 34%. So I have more people, 65 plus years, watch my show. But you guys, you all are in the 55 to 64 range, right? That's kind of like my, unless my sons, get in there and watch the show, right? But yeah, it's 55, 64 years, 26%, and 65 plus years, 34%. So John said in a boat on Cave Run Lake, Kentucky. You're in Kentucky? Whoa, dude. That's cool, cowboy. That is so cool. So anyway, yeah, that's my analytics. 45 to 54-year-olds, only 23% of the peeps that are 45, 54 watch my show. 55 to 64%, 26%, and 65 plus years, 34%. So kind of interesting facts, right? Kind of cool. So we're going to get started because we have a lot to talk about. I've been making my notes all day, and I've been having a blast with it. So I have to tell you that yesterday when I went down to the gym, my little gym, and I go on my bike every day. Well, I'm not going to mention any names, but my neighbor downstairs, right? Everywhere I go, it seems like she shows up, honestly, just to irritate me. And here I'm on my bike, my happy place. 15 minutes later, she comes walking in the gym, and she sits down on the bike, and she's half riding the bike, and then she gets out the bike and she goes on the treadmill, and she comes back, sits down. She's pressing all these buttons, as she's on the bike. And I could tell, I had my phone on and I had it to my ear because I could hear it. And I ignored the heck out of her. And yeah, she absolutely made me crazy. And then she had the nerve to ask me, "Oh, can you help me set up my bike?" I said, "No, no, I cannot." All I said was no, put my hand up, and I left it at that. I never said any. I've been totally ignoring the heck out of her because I don't want any more. I don't want any more issues, with her or whatever. She's done enough, and she just needs to get over it or whatever. But God bless her, I stayed on that bike for almost 2 hours, on my bike for almost 2 hours. And she was mad because she wanted to get on the bike I was on, because I already had it up and running and I know what I'm doing. I ride the bike, right? Well, she didn't know how to set up the bike that she was sitting on next to her. So just petty stuff. And I left. I mean, she left after that, but she was mad. I could tell she was mad because she wanted to get on my bike, but she wouldn't say anything to me. She'd sit on the bike and stare at me, right? I could see her out of the corner of my eye or whatever. But anyway, it's pretty funny. That's my life. It's life. But I'm strong, and she got the hint. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you. So, and I know, Munchkin, you can relate to that. Some people, annoy the heck out of you, and you're just like, no, I don't want to talk to you right now. And so evidently she went to the office, the gal that runs the ship here in the apartment the big apartment building, right? And she went and complained to the apartment manager, whatever, which they're used to all her shenanigans and everything else, right? And she didn't understand why she was being harassed. I didn't harass her, nothing, man. I didn't say one word to her, not one word, And my the manager or whatever came in and talked, said, hey, walked into the gym there. Is everything okay? And I said, yeah. And then she said what had happened, that she was complaining about, the person was complaining about me, that she's going to understand why, just being so mean to her or whatever. So I thought it was pretty funny. And my manager did too. She told her, you need to leave her alone. Told her, leave me alone, that I don't want to be bothered. So it was pretty comical, because I kept playing my country music and everything. I could hear on the treadmill just, But anyway, enough about that. But yeah, that's the latest saga with drama with Drama Girl downstairs. So, and I'm just learning to, I just shut him down right away, because you have to, right? You have to. Yeah, exactly. Well, Fly, so this lady in the 8th grade, she acts like it. Yeah. The one that, sent me all those love letters, right? When I first moved into the apartment, scared the heck out of me, leaving notes on the door. Good Lord. Yeah. And then everything just kept going. Oh, yeah. And then this is something too. Then I find out from the lady next door that the lady downstairs, went and knocked on her door and asked if she hears any noises coming out of my apartment. If she ever hears any noises coming out of my apartment. So now she's going around knocking on people's doors, asking, on this floor or whatever. So the manager that runs the apartment, she shut that down really quick, because it got back to her, So what the heck, I tell you, people are just something else. I know it's not like godly of me, to be talking about this person, but enough's enough, right? Enough's enough. So we're going to move on. I'm Paramount USA, and you're Lindy's Treehouse, and I'm here every Thursday night, 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification so you don't miss the show, and hit that like button. I want to say a like button. And Will Fly said nothing wrong with sharing. So, yeah, this lady, yeah, something else. And then I told you about when she went in the package room where we get all our Amazon stuff, our Amazon packages, and she was delivering our packages out of and then she delivered mine, which was really weird. I got the Amazon package at my door, and I threw the Amazon packages, inside the apartment because I was getting ready to go and do something. And then 25 minutes later or whatever, who shows up at my door downstairs, right? From downstairs. Yeah. And I played CSI and I put 2 and 2 together. And sure enough, when I did my little research, that it was her. It was her. Who does that, right? Because I know Amazon doesn't deliver packages in the apartment. They would be here all day, right? Holy man. So yeah, this is the stuff I've been dealing with since like January. I'm telling you, wackadoodle. All right, we're going to get on with the show. So this is what, if people are just joining, are just watching everything and are not sure what the show is about, well, I'm going to tell you. I want to build a little world tucked between the branches where nostalgia lingers in every corner, a place where imagination can run free and childhood dreams finally find their way home. So I like that. I want to build a little world tucked between the branches where nostalgia lingers in every corner and a place where imagination can run free and childhood dreams finally find their way home. So that's my favorite little quote for the Treehouse, because people don't understand, what is the show all about, right? What is the show all about? So I'm going to say hello, welcome to Lindy's Treehouse. This little perch in the treetops is all about good conversations, big laughs, and feeling like you belong. New friends or old friends, lurkers and chatters alike. I'm so happy you're here. Let's make this stream unforgettable, right? See, this is great. I love it. I love being here with y'all. I've been seeing some beautiful sunsets the last few nights, and I've been putting them on Facebook. Well, if I invite her into the chat, Munchkin will take care of her. Yeah, no kidding. I know my brother-in-law, my baby sis's husband or whatever, he's already offered to go over and be the security guard. I have to laugh. I can see him just standing, hanging out in the hallway at my door, right? Being a security guard. So just remember now, right? You got to get up every morning with a smile on your face and show the world all the love in your heart. People gonna treat you better. You're gonna find, yes, you will. Yes, you're beautiful as you feel. There we go. Are we ready to start the show or what? I got all my notes here. We got it all. That's the opening. And now we're going to start. We're going to have some fun because I have a lot to talk about tonight. So welcome, everybody. Grab a chair. Will Fly got the lazy boy tonight. Woohoo, woohoo. So everybody else gets the bean bag. And where is Bill H? That's who's missing. Where is Bill H tonight? And I got my spinning wheel over here, so we may just give away a pair of Snoopy socks tonight because I haven't done the spinning wheel. So if I only give away one pair of socks, like a week or whatever, then the postage and stuff doesn't get all crazy. So I think we might do, we might give away some pair of Snoopy socks tonight. So welcome, everybody. I know, because I haven't been using the spinning wheel and it's getting cobwebs on it. So I got to get the spinning wheel warmed up. And anybody who's listening, if you want to win some Snoopy socks tonight, and then because it'll be time to go flying, and you can wear your socks or your cool socks that you win. But you have to be present to win. You have to be in the chat to win a pair of cool socks. And I will show you so you know that I'm not lying, right? So I think these are the ones that my son Ryan got me to add to the show. So I'll show you really quick. These are cool. Look at these Snoopy socks, right? So we got those, so everybody can see. I'll hold them up. There's one pair, right? So people that are watching, they're lurking, might say, oh, maybe I want some Snoopy socks. And these are super cute. I mean, there we go. Got to turn it around. But these are super cute. See what that? Yeah, look at those, right? We got all different ones. Peanuts. Well, this was all Snoopy. We're just doing Snoopy socks. Snoopy socks. Look at that. Look at that. And we're going to give it away on the spinny Winnie wheel of Winnie things, because why not, right? There we go. And then we have the red ones. Oh, goodness. I got Molly hair all over the socks. I think Molly was sleeping in the box or something, because it had Molly fur on it. Miss Molly fur. So yeah, so we're gonna we'll do some give away some Snoopy socks later. So yeah, look at this. This is just Molly. This is all Molly here. I guess cats they shed, right? Because it's getting warmer out, like the horses. I could always tell when I had my horses, when I lived in Phoenix, that when it was getting ready for spring, my horses would just start losing their hair. They just start shedding, you know. Greg Lane says, what tool can you use to stretch out the Snoopy socks? That's how they came in that's how they you guys are cracking. Maybe a Peanuts enlarger. You guys. I know they're really long Snoopy socks, aren't they? They're so cute though. They're so cute. That's how they came. Okay. We didn't stretch them out I didn't stretch them out like that. I didn't stretch them out like that. You guys are funny. All right. Are you all ready for funny news to me? Judy said, sing it, sister. Hey, my sister's in the house. Hi, Jude. She said, sing it. She loves that song. I'm going to write down Judy, sis in the house. Them socks go all the way up. I think so. Yeah, I think so. Maybe you can, yeah. I guess they do, right? That's okay. When you're flying, it gets cold up in the air when you're flying, so it'll definitely keep your legs warm, right? Definitely winter socks, but they're super cute though. They're super cute. I have to give them away. I'm not going to try them on. That would be kind of gross, right? Try on the socks and then and then send them out in the mail. That would be very nice. Double as pants. Oh my gosh. Now officially has the best sock game on YouTube. That's right. That's right, Greg Laney. We do. Yeah, I thought those Snoopy socks are so cute. I really did. That maybe they what do they call those? Knee socks. That's what they're called, knee socks. That's what it is. They go up to your knees. They'd be fun to wear. That would be fun to wear. I think they'd be fun. I remember that in school when you go shopping, they call them knee socks, right? Because they went all the way to your knee. You wear it with your uniform because going, the Catholic school, right? We all had knee socks. Remember that. You had the knee socks, and then when you're dressing up or whatever, then it was anklets, right? We had the anklets, they call them. Pretty little anklets to go with your dress shoes. And then for school, yes, we had the knee socks. Remember that. So, all right, are you all ready? We're going to start. Funny news to me. Ready? Gotta do like this. Funny news to me. There we go. How do you like that? I got to open it. the show that way, right? You know, with my news, new news to me, but this is funny news to me. Drunk deer warning. Police in France are warning drivers to watch out for inebriated wildlife wandering into the roads after the animals eating fermented fruits. And I had to laugh when I read that because they said, you know, to watch an inebriated wildlife. And it kind of reminds me of during the days when you go bar hopping or whatever. And when it was last call or 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock rolled around and everybody started leaving the bar, yeah, I would call them, the guys leaving the bar were inebriated wildlife. Yes, I really would say that. Yes. Love the picture of you in the background, Paramount, Judy said. Thanks. Yeah, Leslie actually gave that to me for Christmas. We picked out some pictures on my phone, and then last year, yeah, for Christmas, she framed them and everything, gave for, and it is, it's, yeah. So Eric, it's Eric's, like I said, it's Eric's birthday, heavenly birthday, happy heavenly birthday, Eric Lear. And he is in the picture, in that picture. He was my pilot. He's the one that took me up in the air for the first time. So he'll always have my heart. I told you that. So, yeah. So the deer and everything remind me of when you leave the bar, right? And all the wildlife come wandering out of the bar, whether it be guys or girls, right? Inebriated wildlife. So pretty funny. I had to do that comparison. So then we have we have a lottery lady luck. A Maryland woman won a $50,000 lottery prize using a license plate numbers from an old car her husband refused to get rid of. Well, gosh, I bet he's glad he didn't get rid of that vehicle now, right? Oh my gosh, 50,000, just taking numbers. What the heck? I'm hearing weird things outside. 50,000, yeah, $50,000. So I bet he's just like, thank God I didn't get rid of that truck. Look at us, you know, get rid of that vehicle or whatever. So I thought that was pretty funny. Okay, here's another one. This is pretty funny too, because I told you these are kind of different, right? Rebellious teens and dolls, it's called. A Chinese school is making rebellious teens carry baby dolls to teach them the struggles of parenting. So I saw something a documentary or something on TV one time where they gave these teens, they gave them these dolls that actually they were almost like real babies. They would cry, you know, they would cry constantly or whatever, and it was kind of good, I guess, birth control, right? But I wonder what if like the dolls, right? Who knows what kind of dolls that they gave these teens or whatever. But I often wonder, what if they were Chucky dolls, right? You know, can you imagine Chucky and his bride or whatever? I think that's pretty funny. And I thought, you know, my son Ryan has a Chucky and his bride dolls. He does. He has a Chucky doll, Chucky and his bride doll. And I thought maybe he'll let me borrow his Chucky dolls and use them for my mascots, my guest mascots sometime. I think that'd be really funny. But I think I would have nightmares that night if I had those in my house because they're pretty freaky. But I think they'd be pretty funny, though. I think it'd be really funny. So, yeah, sis, you see my painting on the behind me too, right? That's one of my favorite paintings that I did. When I would go to the Bayfront, I got inspired and got really inspired, and I came home and I painted that picture that's behind me here. So every week, you know, I hang a different picture up there, and I love it. I like the colors and everything. I just think, you know, the water and the pier and all that stuff. I got really, inspired. So anyway, I thought that'd be really funny if they gave them Chucky dolls, if they all got Chucky dolls, little baby Chucky dolls, right? And if they'd be almost possessed though. That'd be pretty crazy. So, so on another note, okay, so we're kind of going all different subjects. That's the end of my funny stories that I like, funny news, because I don't want to go too crazy with it, with my funny news. Funny news to me, right? So something came on. Oh yeah, here's one. I lied. I have one more funny news to me. Restaurant QR code. We all know what restaurant QR codes are, right? Drama. It says a woman in India claimed restaurant staff stole her number from a QR menu and sent her late night texts. So I was trying to figure out how in the heck they did that with the QR code or whatever, QR code. So I did some research, and did you know the QR codes were invented in 1994 by Denso Wave, a Japanese subsidiary of the Toyota Group, developed by engineers Mr. Hara, and they were designed to track automotive parts at high speeds, aiming to improve upon traditional barcodes by allowing for faster scanning and significantly larger data capacity. So kind of interesting, kind of interesting. And it was design inspiration. So I've always been kind of confused about all this QR code stuff. How many use those QR codes during the day or whatever? I'm just hearing some crazy noises down outside. He remembers Datsuns. I just wondered, like the QR codes, how they all, I'm reading how they all came to be or whatever, but it says design inspiration. The pattern was influenced by black and white stones used in the game of Go. I don't know what game Go is. The QR codes. I was talking about in the restaurant. They said that restaurant drama that a woman in India claimed restaurant staff stole her number from a QR menu to send her late night texts, like they were messing with her. So I guess you can go into a restaurant. What's this? Datsun 28 OZ before that loser Nissan. Oh, we're all getting into the talking about the automotive. Yes. It's kind of interesting how that all started, right? They also use them, the QR codes in the restaurants, right? Remember in 2020, they put those little, what were they called? They put it was on all the tables. And then you just look at the menu and you slide, up and down to see what you want to eat or something. And now I guess some of the places you scan the QR code and, I'll read it right here because it says here, they use them in restaurants to allowing customers who scan a table, tent, or flyer with their smartphone to view digital menus, place orders, and pay directly without waiting for a server. It says they boost efficiency, reduce printing costs, allow for instant menu. So how many of you have used those QR things in the restaurants? John said, I'm about to lose my signal. See you later. Okay, John, be careful. Don't fall out of the boat. Enjoy. We love you, cowboy. Be careful. Okay, be careful out there. So yeah, how many people have done that? Let's see. Okay, so Greg says to view a menu, and Greg Lane says just don't lose the. Oh yeah, he said don't lose the fish. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The QR thing. Just so you just hold your phone on that thing, and then the menu comes up. I don't know. You know, it really takes away from. It takes away from getting that personal service, right? You know how they're all just trying to save money and make it more efficient for people when they go to the restaurant. Those fancy wancy. I like to look at the menu. You know, Will Fly says sometimes to download an app or instructions, but rarely otherwise. Okay, okay, yeah. I like the menus. I like to put the menus on the table, and I like to read the menu. You know, I don't want to sit with my phone and be scanning a screen or whatever so that I can see the menu. You know, I like when they lay the paper menus down. If they won't spend money on on the menu, then I'm not eating there. Exactly. So now I'm getting into restaurants, okay, that some of the restaurants that still use the menus, right? And there's still Applebee's still puts their menus, gives you the menu. So does Bob Evans. What other restaurants there do you know that you can sit down and they give you a menu that you can actually look at, right? I like that. I like that personal service. I like to take my time, looking at the menu instead of scrolling on a phone to find what I want to eat. I like to look at the menu and say, what should I eat? Let's see, where's the where are the drinks? Okay, where's the lemonade drinks? Oh, in the back. Okay. You know what I mean? And to go and scroll on the phone to find all that, it takes the fun out of it. It takes the fun out of it. That's what I say. I like to just take my time and read the menu and, not have my phone in my hand, going, oh, I don't know. And you're on a date or something, you got your phone in your hand, you're like trying to find the menu or whatever. And then you're holding the phone. Oh, let's see. Oh, what are you having? Let me see your phone. What are you going to have? Forget about that. You know what I'm saying? Forget about it. I like to look at the menu. Yes. Some of the fancy menus back in the day, and you go to those fancy restaurants, and they have some of them have they're inside like a leather folder kind of thing, and you open it up and you just feel all like elegant, open up these menus, and then until you see the prices of some of the stuff, on these fancy restaurants. Oh yes, I will have the Chardonnay, please. Yes, $50 a bottle. That's something out of the movies. Yeah, I don't even remember going to a restaurant like that where the champagne, the wine was $50 a bottle or whatever. I think maybe one or two times in Arizona, I went to a really nice restaurant where they bring out the wine. They show you the wine, and they hold it in their hand. And the waiter has has like the napkin thing over his arm. The whole fancy wancy thing. And I remember going to the restaurant one time, one of those fancy restaurants, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to. I mean, I'm just sitting there, and I was like, remember the what's the movie? Pretty Woman. Remember when she was sitting at the table? That would have been me, trying to figure out where the silverware goes and everything. That would have been me, trying to figure all that out. What to do with the napkin? You put on your lap, or what do you do with it? Kind of thing. Yeah. And then they bring you things to the table, and you don't even know what you're eating. I remember that. Fun times, yes. But anyway, we're going to talk about like restaurants that have went away, like restaurants that have gone, that closed a long time ago. Some of our favorite restaurants. Okay, so some of these restaurants you're probably going to recognize, right? Howard Johnson's. Okay, Howard Johnson's. They closed in 2004. I loved Howard Johnson's. And do you know what Howard Johnson's was known for? How many put in there? Oh, let's see. Scuba says, oh yeah, we already said that. Okay, I'm just double checking, triple checking the chat. How many remember Howard Johnson's? Put in the chat if you remember Howard Johnson's. I remember Howard Johnson's. They had the orange. They had the iconic orange building roof or whatever. The Howard Johnson's. Yes. Let's see. Greg says Hojo's. But what was Howard Johnson's known for? They were known for their 28 flavors of ice cream. Wow. I remember that. Because I grew up with Howard Johnson's. They had a Howard Johnson's. That was a fun little family restaurant. The A-frame. Okay, so I've got a list here. Chi-Chi's actually closed in 2004. I ate at Chi-Chi's one time, but they closed because their food was really bad. It was really bad. So they closed in 2008. So, but I swear I remember eating there. I'm still alive, so I guess that's a good thing. Then we had Burger Chef. They came around in 1980, and they were actually better than McDonald's. This was almost before McDonald's. They had Burger Chef had a bunch of franchise, and then McDonald's, they couldn't compete with McDonald's, I believe, and that was that. And Looms, I don't remember Looms. Maybe it's because I'd never liked hot dogs. So they had hot dogs and beer. Looms, they called it. Looms was another restaurant. Lums, Looms. And then we have Pup and Taco. Taco Bell actually bought them out in the 1980s. I don't remember Pup and Taco. I guess I was out of California. So very interesting. A lot of the restaurants that we grew up with are, very sad. A lot of them that went away. Bugaboo Creek Steakhouse. And that was in Canada. It was like they had a lodge theme or whatever. And they're not around anymore either. So put some restaurant names in there that are no longer around. I got some more. I got another names too. See, I got my little notebook. Haven't heard of any of these. I just kind of randomly Googled some stuff. The only one I really recognized out of all those names was Howard Johnson's and Burger Chef. Steak and Ale. Do you guys remember Steak and Ale? They closed in 2008. Steak and Ale. Yeah, I remember Steak and Ale. I don't know if I ever ate there, but I remember Steak and Ale. And then I remember eating in Arizona. It was called the Elephant Restaurant, they called it. And when you walked in, it was really a cool restaurant. They had all these exotic pictures and stuff, animals, zebras and tigers and all that on the wall. And it was set up really cool. I mean, and all these like palm trees, and inside the restaurant. And I think after COVID, I think they closed. Maybe right before COVID or after whatever, 2020, I think they I believe they closed up, if I remember right. But I remember eating there in Arizona, the Elephant. They had really good food, so I was sad when they closed up. We have Bill Knapp's. Bill Knapp's Doggy Diner. And I don't remember that. I don't remember that one either. Henry's Hamburgers was 1950 to 1960. And then that chain outnumbered, and then McDonald's before failing to compete with McDonald's. So they closed up, Henry's Hamburgers. Let's see. And then only one location remains in Benton Harbor, Michigan. So supposedly Henry's Hamburgers are still in Michigan. Ponderosa, yeah. I don't know. I would have to Google that. I don't know if they're still around or not, but I do remember that restaurant. Yeah, Ponderosa. They had some really good steaks. So, so then let's see what else we got. Oh yeah. So do you remember using food and used like stuff kind of fun? Have you ever used the sandwich machine? Get your sandwich out of a vending machine? And I think when I worked at Home Depot, I think in my early days that they brought in one of those vending machines, the sandwich machines, and then they took them out because it was too expensive. Home Depot cannot afford sandwich machines in the break room. Either that or the sandwich machines kept breaking, and they just took them out, had them taken out or whatever. But they used to be really popular. I don't know if they're still in the hospital, but they still have them like in hospitals and stuff, in airports, those sandwich machines. I would be worried about food poisoning, right? And those fancy vending machines, right? Horn and Mr. Horn and I can't even say it. Hard Art Automart. Okay. A pre-fast food era established where customers use coins to pick food from small glass compartments, started in the early 1950s. So those vending machines, those sandwich vending machines, started in the 1950s. Can you imagine? Maybe they had them, probably they had them in the schools, right? High schools and stuff. But I don't know, even if the airports have them, still have them around or whatever. But pretty fun fact, right? The restaurants and the food things and all that. It's kind of cool. So when I sit here all afternoon, I write all my notes, and everything. So we have things to talk about, and it's fun. It's fun. I think it's really very therapeutic for me at this age. I always tell you, because I just write things down for like 2 hours, and I Google things, and I learn things every time, and we learn things together. So that's what this show is all about, right? Just talking about stuff, different stuff, which I really enjoy sharing this information with you. So then we've got, because I have something really special to share with you, closing or whatever. It's funny. But since today, right, I did a little research. Who all knows what the Mayflower is? Because it's May, I thought of the Mayflower, right? And I know the Mayflower was a ship, right? The Mayflower, right? I thought it would be fun to kind of talk about the Mayflower without getting too much into the history of it or whatever. It's kind of cool. God, I really outdid myself today on the bike because I can feel it in my legs. And I also can feel like I have all this energy, but I sleep so good too now since I started riding bike. I started riding in March. So I can feel a difference. It's so good Like, if I'm not sweating when I'm on the bike and I'm not sweating, then I haven't stayed on the bike long enough, you know what I mean? So I push myself because who else will do it? I don't go to college anymore, and my bus passes. I like to save my bus passes for my appointments and stuff. And now that I have my bike, right, that in the gym, I can just say you are live. Can you all see me now? Kidding. That's weird. You're back? You guys can see me? Yeah, you can see me? Okay. All right. I won't worry about the phone. Well, shoot. That's not good, huh? I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Seriously. Even my TV for a second. I wonder, they're doing something outside. Maybe it had something to do with that. I lost the internet for a minute. Because even my TV froze because I got the TV on. Even the TV froze. So I don't even know what I was talking about. Something. Yeah. Every once in a while, Spectrum. Yeah, they almost closed the internet, but it's back on. We're okay. All right. I don't know how to get it back on my phone though. That was weird. Probably your neighbor messing with you. Yeah. Yeah. That never happened before. Let's see. I don't know how to get it back on my phone though. Oh wait. One waiting. Now I know how Robert feels when his there we go. Now I know how Robert feels when his internet would go out during church. You know about that, Will Fly. Now I know how they feel when it buffered. This has never happened before, where I just all of a sudden it said something went wrong. That's really weird. I don't. So who's all? I got still all have my same peeps in the chat, right? Thank you for staying with me. Thank you for staying with me. So we were talking about the Mayflower, right? Till everything went. And then do you want me to wait till next week to do the spinning wheel with the socks? Do you guys like these socks though? Do you like them? I think they're really cute. I think they're really, really fun socks. You know, these are the ones that Ryan bought me. My son Ryan bought me. So it's up to you guys. I don't want my internet to go down again. Sure, wait if you want. Okay. All right. Yeah, because I don't want to be in the middle of a spinning wheel and then and then it goes out. So that was weird. That's never happened. But yeah, I can hear them doing something outside. So yeah. Maybe the Spectrum guys down there or something. I don't know. We got all kinds of stuff going on. But we were talking about the Mayflower, and it says that the Mayflower, I did a little research on the Mayflower, and it was named after the hawthorn flower, which was commonly called Mayflower in the 7th century England. The hawthorn bush is tied to English spring traditions and blooms. So that's kind of cool, right? During the month of May, symbolizing rebirth. So the Mayflower symbolizes rebirth, and it comes all the way from England. So the Mayflower kind of popped in my head because it is the month of May, right? So yeah, so I made some notes on that. Okay, we're still good. We're still alive. All right. At least I knew how to get back on the screen, right? Pretty proud of myself on that. The old me would have totally panicked, like, oh my gosh. But I knew to hit, there's a little, my little profile picture is on the top of the screen with a check mark. And then it's got the red, like I'm live or whatever. And I click on that, and then it took me to the chat, and it said you are live. So then, yeah, then I knew that it was okay. So the common ship name, the Mayflower was very common. People named their ships the Mayflower. It was a very common name. So naming vessels after spring flowers was highly popular at the time. So in England, it was started in England, that people would name, a lot of them would name their ships after flowers. So when the American connection to this is the Pilgrims saw the resilient flower carpet after they had such a rough winter, hard winter, that they just fell in love with the Mayflower, and they decided to stay on the Mayflower. And so now Massachusetts, the Mayflower is Massachusetts state flower, which I didn't know. So hope I'm not boring. I hope I'm not boring everybody, but we will do the spinning wheel next week. I promise. We'll do that. So I want to read something before we close the show and all that. I'm going to hang out a little bit, see if Robert's going to jump on or whatnot. Yeah, I thought somebody, when it went off like that, I thought, oh no, I had to look at the chat, see if there's somebody in the chat that, I felt like I thought I got hacked or something, how that happens. But I found something really cute. Okay. And Munchkin, I know you're not there yet, but I know you could probably relate to this, and it's unspoken rules for women over 60. Okay. So I think you can, and the women, if anybody's listening out there, can probably relate to this. Even if you're 60, 50 or 60, I think it's all the same. So are you ready? This is funny. Okay. Here's number 1. Okay. The rules of women over 60. This is really funny. I sent this to my friends and stuff. And I wrote it all down. Okay. Number 1, if I can't walk in the shoes, I'm not buying them, period. So if I go out to buy shoes, and if I can't walk in those shoes, then I'm not going to buy them. Okay. All right. So that makes sense to me. Even I don't care how popular the shoes are and everybody's wearing those shoes, if I can't walk in them, then I'm not buying them. So that's rule number 1. Okay. Rule number 2, I wear what I like. The magazines had their chance. There you go. Right. And that's me. I wear what I like. I know. Yep. See, Munchkin can relate. I thought this was so super cute, and I thought I'd put this on at the end of the show. Yep, I wear what I like, and the magazines have their chance. So you know me, I wear what I like. When I go downstairs to the gym, I wear my gym clothes. I wear my flowery You know, you've seen in the videos with me going on these paramotors, you know, with my fancy wancy leggies, you know, loungy leggy pants or whatever, which I love. So, Munchkin says, well, I'm not 6 foot tall and 100 pounds, so trendy clothes aren't meant for me. There's some cute ones, though. I mean, just the colorful ones, right? You know, colorful colors. They're good, you know, little patterns, nice patterns or whatever. I even stay away from like stripes. Stripes are, you know, if you wear stripes like this way, that would make, I think it makes you look wider. If we stripes down this way, then it would make you look thinner. So I don't know. That's an old thing or whatever. Clothing. Okay, on to the next one. Number 3. No is still a complete sentence. Always has been. So there you go, right? No is a complete sentence. I'm going to turn my TV off so it's not running or whatever. Yeah, no is still a complete sentence. Always has been. I like that. No horizontal stripes. No horizontal stripes. That you got that right. I don't even like horizontal stripes. No. And Munchkin says, I prefer to add additional description. There you go. That's all right. And then, okay, so number 3, number 3, we already did that one. Okay. Number 4, if it irritates my skin, my schedule, or my peace, it's gone. I like that. I screenshot all this on my phone, right? I'll send it to you, Munchkin, so you can share it. With your friends or whatever. I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, if it irritates my skin, my schedule, or my peace, it's gone. So there you go. I like that. There's a bunch of them here. Okay. Number 5, I'm not in a hurry anymore, and I'm not apologizing for that. So, yeah, I'm not in a hurry anymore, and I'm not apologizing. So there you go. I'm not apologizing for that. Yeah, well, now that I'm retired too, you know, I don't really have to hurry around too much. I just make sure if I have appointments that I get up early enough, you know, or I can just get ready and not get ready at the last minute and stress myself out, right? So there you go. Number 6, I choose people who don't feel like work. There you go. I love this. I choose people who don't feel like work. So, you know, it's like, yeah. Well, that's why I'm staying single, because I see too many guys out there and I think that's way too much work. I don't want to start another project. You know what I mean? I don't want to start another project. Just too much work. And then, you know, even trying to meet people here in the apartment, in this big apartment building, there's people from all different walks or whatever. And they already set notes and stuff, different rules and regulations. People are at work, and I don't like work. There you go. Yeah. So I don't want to meet anybody and start all over again to figure them out, and start another project trying to get into another relationship. I just don't want to. Hey, let's see. Will Floss said, hey, Munchkin can do it, so can you. I don't want to get into any relationships. I just don't. I'm having too much fun. I'm just being myself and doing what I do, you know. Okay, so number 7 is I'd rather spend money on a trip than something that sits in a closet. So would you rather spend money on a trip or would you rather spend money on clothes that you wear 3 or 4 times? So if I know, look, Munchkin's laughing. Will fly. If Munchkin can do it, so can you. Oh my gosh. So let's see. And then, okay. Number 8, waiting for the right time is how years disappear. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Waiting for the right time. Yeah. And like you wait to meet that special person, and you wait and you wait and you wait, and pretty soon, but it's okay. I was married twice. I've been there, done that, and I'm not starting over again. I'm just not. I'm too set in my ways. I love, where I live. I love my space and everything, and I'm not ready to share it with anybody. As that one actress said, she's not ready to share her medicine cabinet with anybody, right? And Carol Burnett, she said, she had some on Instagram, and she said, if I were ever to get married again, she said, he would have to live next door, she said. Let's see. Munchkin says neither trips include people. Oh, there you go. Will Fly said, time is the only teacher that kills all of its students. Yeah. Yes. I like this feedback. I like this in the chat. So I'm hoping now, because it went off for a couple minutes or whatever, I'll have to make sure I put in my notes and let people know they're watching that, they start watching it and then like, oh my gosh, it's, something happened, and then they just turned off. But at least if they are watching it, and if they don't watch all the way to the end, I still get the views. So, make sure you're hitting that like button, because the views are important to me. I thought of like posting it on Facebook, so people can, click on the link and watch the show, whatever. But I just feel safer just doing it on this platform, just having, having the YouTube or whatever. So, all right, enough of that. Let's see. So, waiting, we already did that one. Okay. Number 9, I say what I mean. Now it's just easier. I like that. I feel that way. Lately. I say what I mean, and now it's just easier. So, yeah. If I don't want to do something, then I don't do it. Yeah, I either like you or I don't like you, right? You get to that point in your life where you're like, whether I like you or I don't. So, and I'm learning to say, no, I don't think so, instead of going, well, maybe I'll think about it, whatever. Most of the time now I just say, no, I'm not doing it, whatever. So, Molly just woke up. Okay. So, and number 10, last but not least, I'm not trying to prove anything anymore. And that's the best part. There you go. That is it. That's it. And I'll send that to you, Munchkin. Unspoken rules for women over 60. There you go. A lot of good stuff here. A lot of good stuff. I say what I mean what I say. However they say that, right? I say. So we are going to call it a night here. I just want to say, I'm going to say, hey, everyone. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching the live stream tonight. It was so much fun chatting with y'all, reading your comments, and spending the time together. Whether you're a regular or this was your first time, I'm truly grateful you chose to be here. Big hearts, big hearts. Munchkin, Linda, channeling, following, like, yeah, yes. I used to mess with, when I was working at Home Depot, one of the kids that, we're calling kids, right? Because I was always the oldest one or whatever. And yeah, I would say, I say, boy. Remember that? Something about medicine or something. What would he say? I just remember that saying, I say, boy. So that was been my favorite cartoon. I love that. But I'm so glad that everybody was here tonight. I had a really good time. I don't know what happened to Bill. Does anybody know where Bill H is? Is he fishing or what's he doing? Munchkin says, my mom is Priscilla the chicken. I love it. Is that your mom's name, Priscilla? Munchkin? Is that your mom's name? Priscilla? My mom is Priscilla the chicken. I love it. Is that your mom's name though? I have to see if that was her mom's name. Because I'm just no, but she reminds us of her. Her name is Sharon. Oh, okay. The reason I asked that because because my birth mom, her name is Priscilla. Yeah, my birth mom was Priscilla, but she passed away. Oh gosh, she was like 68 when she passed away from emphysema. So she was in her 60s when she passed away. If she was still alive, she'd be the same age as my mom. My mom that adopted me. Yeah, that she would be 99 because my mom is 99. So my birth mom would have been 99. My birth mom would have been 99. So it's pretty crazy. So I just want to tell you really quick, find your passion, make it happen, just like the song, right? And find out who you are and do it on purpose. That is my inspirational for the night. And I appreciate everybody stopping by tonight. So I'm going to give a shout out to all my chatters. We got Will Fly. We have Will Fly got the lazy boy and everybody else got the bean bag. I hope you enjoyed all the snacks up there and all the drinks in the refrigerator. Looks like a really cool sky out there tonight. Oh my gosh. Scooby-Doo, Munchkin, Greg Laney, Cowboy. He was there. He was here. He was fishing. And then my sister Judy stopped by. So I appreciate every single one of you. And thank you again for all the birthday wishes. It really made my week. And this is my birthday week. It is my birthday week. So, or birthday month or whatever. But Joey and, yep. I forgot to show Joey Bear and Joey and little baby Joey, right? I call him baby Joey and Joey Bear from Home Depot. They're my favorite little mascots I bring out every week because this is the treehouse, we got them like comfy, the couch. I stage everything and I just have a lot of fun with it. So I'm going to say goodnight and I'm sorry about the glitch tonight. I don't know what happened there, but I know my TV froze for a second. So it was something to do with the spectrum, somebody messing with something outside. Because I could hear some things going on or whatever. So it happens. But don't forget, tomorrow night, we got Scooby's Hangout with Scooby. And Walter, you're late. Walter, Peoria, Sugar in the house. Walter. We missed you. How are you doing? Everybody say hi to Walter really quick. Walter, you're late. You're probably just getting up because it's already tomorrow. It's already Friday in Australia, right? We know when Walter comes in the house that it's we already have tomorrow. So everybody say hi to Walter and night, Walter. Yeah, you were late. Now you just got to stop by. Oh, good. That's good to know, Walter. Yeah, you can stop by Scooby's show tomorrow night, 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Scuba Babes, Scooby Scooby's Hangout, and you can hang out with Munchkin, his lovely wife, and it's always a good time on Friday nights. I love Fridays. Friday nights. And this is just Friday Eve, whatever, and all that stuff. But thank you so much. Everybody, take care of you, okay? Jesus loves you. Say your prayers. Thank you for staying with me when the computer got glitchy for seemed like eternity, right? When that goes down, I was like, oh my gosh. And it's not even storming out or nothing. I guess Monday it's going to get bad or whatever. But in a couple weeks, we'll have my 100th show. So I'm really going to be, it's going to be a celebration. And I'm going to celebrate you all. So thank you so much for hanging out at Lindy's Treehouse on Paramount USA. Thank you, my subscribers, my old subscribers, my new subscribers. I appreciate all of you. Don't forget to hit the like button and the notifications so you don't miss the show. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. Please, please, please. And Bill H., I hope you're doing okay out there, because I didn't see you in the chat tonight. So you must have got busy, but we'll see. He's doing stuff or whatever. So much love to everybody. Behave, just be good. And I'll see y'all tomorrow night on Scooby Dooby Show. Love you, Walter. We got to say goodnight before the computer tries to crash on me again. So I'm going to end the stream. Y'all have a great rest of your night and great rest of your weekend. Weekends, already going to be here before we know it. So thank you so much. God bless everybody. God bless everybody. You mean the world to me. And I'll see you when I see ya. All right? All right. Bye, everybody. That's why Molly came out, because look what time it is, right? So she said, Mom, so my computer's going down, so I'm leaving the building. Love y'all. See you later, Gators. Till next week. Next Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come join me at Lindy's Treehouse. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye. And end stream. We're going to end the stream. Where's my stream? They always change it. They changed it. End stream. There it is. Bye, everybody.